Hi guys. So today I thought first video that I would just do a little like get ready with me, chat, get to know me kind of Q&A thing. I didn't really want to do just like a Q&A by itself because I thought that like it's a bit boring just sitting there talking to you, so like I'm kind of doing right now. So I'm going to do my makeup and chat for you guys to ask questions on my Instagram, so I do have the questions as well. I'm gonna jump right into the questions and stuff, and I'm just gonna, before I start, I'm just gonna use my Super Revitalizing Facial Scrub. Okay, so now that my skin is a bit exfoliated and clean, the first thing I'm gonna do is I actually do my eyebrows first. I know most people don't do things that way, but I am going to do it that way. So somebody asked, what's the biggest insecurity and thing you love the most about yourself? My biggest insecurity would probably be that, like, I used to do a lot of facial things. Like, I just, like, was very insecure, which people probably wouldn't know about me because I am quite outgoing when you meet me. But I actually am quite insecure about my face and stuff. Like, I'm not the most self-confident person, but I have kind of learned that like you can't really focus too much on it. Like you can't change it. Like maybe when you're older, like you get like plastic surgery, but like I wouldn't really recommend that. I don't think that's like, I don't know, I think you should love yourself first. Now I would say it's probably more like my personality, like because I tend to be yeah, I'm a little bit like, I'm a very chatty person, so sometimes I feel like that comes across quite annoying to people, which makes me quite insecure at times because I feel like I don't shut up. But yeah, so that's probably actually my biggest insecurity. As much as I love that I'm so outgoing, sometimes I feel like I am a bit annoying to people. Or like just body stuff, because I am quite a self-conscious person with my body, like, but I have kind of learnt with that as well, like I just need to work for what I want, so I can't really sit and complain about it when I'm not really working for it. And the thing I love the most about myself would be, I like that I pride myself on being such an honest person. Like, I will never ever lie to you, like ever. I'm not that type of person. I really don't like dishonesty. So like, I probably like the most that I can be quite honest and open with like pretty much everything. Like, I think it's a good quality to have. Like, to go and meet people, right? And they're like really nice to you, but like then you like hear something like a week later that they'll be like talking about you and you're like, you didn't really know me, but like they just like, some people are just so like drama attracting, and I'm like, I don't understand it. Like, why do you need to have that in your life? Like, why does that make you happy? I don't really get it. It's not really a bit of me. Yeah, that to me is just like, it's not on.
Oh, I'm sorry, but it ain't on. No, it's not on.
I'm just using e.l.f. And yeah, so this is just e.l.f. pomade in the shade, yeah, medium brown. Yes, I am aware when I put it on, it is too dark for my face. I am aware that it doesn't match my hair colour. There's nothing I can do about it, okay? I'm broke, I can't go buy new eyebrow pomade. The next question, which was, what's your biggest regret? For me, quite frankly, I don't really like having regrets. I don't really see them as regrets for me personally. Like, there are things that, like, given the opportunity to do now, I wouldn't do. But as for like regrets as such, like I don't really have any like thing that I really regret doing. I just think you learn from your mistakes. I don't think that there's any point looking back and going, I really regret doing that, because everything that I've done that I maybe would regret has taught me like a lot. So the next thing we have is, what do you think your 10-year-old self would think of you now? For me, personally, like I remember seeing girls like this age when I was like 10 years old, and I genuinely didn't think that would ever be me. Like I didn't think that I would be the way that I am at all. In saying that, I'm not saying that as a bad thing, like at all. Like I think the 10-year-old self, honestly, without sounding really cocky, I do think the 10-year-old self would think I was cool in a way. That's just kind of how I looked at older girls in general. Like I just thought that they were like, you know, cool, like teenagers, like living their best life. But I think she'd be proud. I do. I think that she would be, like, she'd be happy with who I am now. I don't think, there's probably one thing that she wouldn't like, but I can't really say that. So I'll I'll just keep that one to myself a little bit. Tick tock on the clock, party won't stop now. So someone did ask as well, what was my inspiration for starting YouTube? And I actually do have a specific person as well, because I actually thought about doing YouTube for a very long time, and then I didn't do it because I was like, I feel like people will be really annoyed by watching me. Like, I don't know why, but like I just really had it in my head that I was like, people are just not going to be interested. Like, that's going to be so annoying for them. But then I actually was watching this girl. So I watch Olivia Neal, like I really like her. And she's actually quite similar to me, but she's like Irish. And she talks all the time, like really fast. Like sometimes you can't even understand her, but like people seem to love it. Like people really like her. And she actually has quite a big fan following. So I was like, maybe it won't actually be that bad. Like maybe people won't actually mind it. So yeah, that's what made me kind of go. I was like, maybe I can do this. And then I looked more into like YouTube and like how it works, like thumbnails, editing, like got all my stuff ready. And then I was like playing around with things, and I was like, okay. And I was like, I could actually do this. Like I don't, like this is actually like quite fun. Yeah, but she was really good. I am gonna fix it. Stop looking. I know you're looking. Oh, I didn't tell you. I'm using this concealer. I'm just using Maybelline Fit concealer. If you're wondering what just happened there, I did in fact scare myself by looking at myself in both mirrors. I thought it was a ghost or something. That's what that was. So I didn't close the blind because the lighting was really, the sun was making it look darker in here because I do have the light on, like the makeup light on. But yeah, they're not even, but you know what? They're like cousins, and I'm happy with that. I'm not going anywhere. I don't really care to be honest with you right now. So I'm just gonna jump into the next thing, which is concealer. So again, I'm just using the Fit Me Maybelline concealer. So I'm just gonna put that like under my eyes, a little bit on the forehead, chin and nose, and I put like a little bit here because like I tend to get redness there. So I will do that too. Also, just like really quickly, thought I'd give you a little rundown on like future videos. So I'm thinking like a mix of things. Like I have so many ideas, but like kind of like, you know, a couple sit downs, like chatting with yous, like some vlogs here and there, a couple different like just fun stuff with like other people. Do you know what I mean? So like just kind of a mix of stuff. Like I'll have the same vibe throughout it all, but it'll just be me. Do you know what I mean? So the next thing I'm going to, sorry, I've been talking really fast. Just like feel free to rewind because I'm not going to stop. So the next thing was, where do you see yourself in 10 years? So for me, that was a lot of concealer. I did not meant to put that much. Okay. Like I don't really like to plan out my future too much. All I know is that I do want to travel within the next 10 years. Like I want to see places. That's just something that I've always wanted to do. I really want to do like Europe, a couple like islands. London. I think London is in Europe. Is London in Europe? I don't know. I'll look that up. Okay, so I was just about to use this without telling you. So I'm using the Rimmel London Match Perfect foundation. So this has got SPF 20 in it because I'm a good girl. I know my stuff. So I am going to be using this in the shade Soft 200, Soft Beige, which is what I use in basically anything. It is like a little bit dark for me. Like I would like to get another foundation and like mix it with this one, but this one would be really good for when I'm tanned. Clearly I'm not right now, I am very pale, but usually I do tan like when we are going places. So like this will probably be good for that, but yeah, but I am going to put like a lighter powder on top of it so it should like even it out. But then I'm going to bronzer it anyway, so I don't really see how that's going to help with anything. I don't know, we'll see how that goes. Question was, what's been the hardest thing in quarantine for you? For me, quite frankly, the first quarantine was a lot harder than this one. Like the first quarantine I did actually have, I know it's too dark. I'm going to blend it. So the first quarantine I did have like quite a lot of a hard time. I wasn't seeing my best friend, which the first quarantine I found extremely difficult for me. Like, we spend 24 hours a day together. Like, we are always together. So when I couldn't see her, that actually became quite an issue. Her name is Charlie, by the way, if you didn't know that. So, like, for me, like, not being able to see her was quite difficult. I did have quite a few, like, breakdowns first quarantine, like, to mum, and I posted about it. Because I really was struggling without her. Like, I wasn't handling things very well. She wasn't either. Like, she had quite a few breakdowns in that time too. Like, we had never really been apart that long, and we have been friends for 7 years now, coming on to 8 very soon. So yeah, that was quite difficult for me. That was something that I really struggled with. But as for this time around, like, we are doing better. Like, we just FaceTime a lot. I haven't ever had a single breakdown this quarantine, which is literally, like, love that for me. Like, that never happened. Like, to not have a breakdown this whole quarantine, I was like, I'm very proud of myself. Like, I'll probably just jinx it and, like, have a breakdown tonight, but, like, I'm quite proud of myself for that. And I have, like, been working on, like, self-love and things like that, which is going great for me, in case you're wondering. So what are the qualities you look for in genuine friendships and relationships? How did I get foundation on my leg? Okay. So for me, like, what I look for in genuine friendships and relationships, as for friendships, like, that's quite simple. Like, I want friends that are going to be 100% honest and upfront with me. Like, even if I do something that you don't agree with, I do expect you to tell me if you think I'm in the wrong. Like, don't just be like, yeah, you're right because I'm your friend. Like, that's not friendship to me. Like, you should never have to lie to your friend or, like, pretend like you agree with them. It's actually part of friendship. Like, if you just agree with everything they do, I don't think that's that much of a genuine friendship, because you definitely do not have all the exact same thoughts in your head. Do you know what I mean? You need to have friends that aren't just going to be there when you're happy, but friends that are going to be there when you're really down. Like, I shouldn't have to, like, text my friends and be like, I'm not feeling the best. Like, if you're acting different, your friend should automatically know, in my opinion. Like, that should be something that they're aware of. As for, like, relationships, I think that what I look from, like, the main thing I look from relationships, again, honesty. Like, if I'm dating someone, full honesty, full trust. You should be able to go out with the boys, have a full night out, have other girls be there. I might not be invited, I'm not going to care, but I should not have to feel, like, jealous or, like, have issues with it. So that's what I look for in a relationship. And obviously, like, physical attraction does matter. Like, you do need to be physically attracted to the person you're with, but at the same time, that's not everything. So, like, that's where I stand with all of that. Next I'm using, again, is Rimmel London. It's just pressed powder, and I don't think there is a shade. I think it's just, oh yeah, it's Silky Beige 005 is the number. So yeah, this is what I use. It's obviously quite old, as you can see. I've used it for quite a long time, but I'm just gonna, like, put that over the top first, just to, like, even this out a little bit, even though it doesn't even look that dark on my face. So I'm gonna use my Fizz by Nature 3503 palette by Morphe to do my eyeshadow. The next question was, what is your biggest fear? I know that whoever asked that 100% knew what it was, because it is in fact a funny story. So, just to cut straight to the chase, is everything's going wrong. Okay, so my biggest fear is kind of a weird one, but basically I'm quite afraid of Johnny Depp. Don't come for me. I know some people find him really attractive. It's not even a fear, it's like a proper phobia. Like, I will break down if I, like, look at it too long. Like, I will, like, if someone just, like, popped off something, I'd be like my heart would skip a beat. Like, I don't know what it is, but I watched Edward Scissorhands when I was young, and, like, we had to turn the movie off about halfway through, from what I remember. That was kind of the first time that I, like, had ever seen him, and I was quite, like, afraid. I don't know if it was the costume, but then as I got older, basically I watched Alice in Wonderland came out, couldn't watch it, turned it off, had nightmares. I thought I was scared of, like, the big dog beast thing, if you know what I'm talking about, because I was quite young at the time, so I was like, maybe I'm just afraid of, like, the beastie thing. And then we had, like, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the one with the Johnny Depp did, freaks me out. Never watched Pirates of the Caribbean. I remember my parents used to watch Rango, which Johnny Depp only did the voice for that. He wasn't even in it, and I found it really creepy. I don't know. So this is clearly like a thing. Like this was just like, I was like, okay. And I got a bit older, and I remember looking into my, like I looked up, I think, Alice in Wonderland, and then realised that he was in it, realised he played the Mad Hatter, realised, and I clicked on him, realised all the characters he's been playing, and I was like, I'm afraid of the person. And because even looking at his face, like just his normal face, still afraid. Doesn't even have a costume on. Have you seen like TikToks where it's like, sing when they're attractive, and they keep putting like young Johnny Depp in it? I can't even look at the young one. Like, I don't care how attractive you think he is. Like, honestly, stop posting it on my For You page. It's getting on my nerves at this point. Alright, also, I didn't tell you what shade I'm using. I'm using this one right here. Makeup artist. Oh my god, speaking of TikTok, have you guys seen the new, like, TikTok thing, right? I'm done with this, by the way. The new TikTok that's like, it's like, a baby penguin got an iceberg. You know, just that thing. It's like, what's a penguin? What's an iceberg? That thing. Because I'm really obsessed with it at the moment. Like, I don't know. Ugh, I'm literally like obsessed. I just find it really like a cute sound. Like, it's just like such a bit of me. So that is the eyes done. Good? No? Yeah? Maybe? So now I'm just gonna do my mascara. So for my mascara, I'm just using a lash curler and my Too Faced Better Than Sex waterproof mascara. I don't have the mini one because like I don't have a shit ton of money, okay? The next question I actually am quite big on. Like, I'm really glad someone asked this, and it's such an interesting question too, which is, do you think trust is a natural instinct? Now, I am such a big one on this because so many people, right, in the world, by the way, I do this about 25 times and then I'll like mascara. I know it's obsessive, I'm sorry. So many people in the world have like trust issues. So like for me, I really find it interesting because I do genuinely think that you are born with trust. Like, you, as a child, you were a trusting person. Like, it is something that you're born with, in my opinion. So the fact that there are people that have trust issues, including me, like I do too, I think that everything that you learn that like about not trusting people comes from other people. Like, it comes from how other people act towards you, what you've been through. Like, I do think that trust is a natural instinct, and that growing up at the beginning, you're always going to trust everyone because, quite frankly, you think the world is like sunshine and rainbows, you know what I mean? Like, people, and I think it happens to the best of us. And your friends should support you through everything as well. Like, if something does happen and you're struggling, that's what friends are for. I'm quite happy with that so far. Yeah, I'm not finished. Catfish. Okay. The next I'm going to do a bit of bronzer. So I use Too Faced in the shade Chocolate Solid. Definitely say that wrong. And you won't believe what my mum asked on my Instagram. Why are you not quite as cool as your mum? I don't think mum's aware that when you like answer people's polls on Instagram that they actually know that it's you. Like, it comes up with your account. I do put a little bit on my nose, which is something that Wes taught me. He was like, apparently just like bronzes your nose a little bit and it makes you look a little like tan, or like you've got like a little sun. I don't know if it works or not, but Wes taught me to do that. So if Wes taught me, I should definitely be doing it. How the models do it, hey? I'm using the same highlighter I did for my inner corners. So just the Master Chrome. My absolute fave. Just watch the highlight on this though, like, honestly. Like, how can you not be a fan? Ooh. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe. And if you want to follow me, if you're not already, this is my Instagram and this is my TikTok. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.